Hello everyone, and welcome to Resurgence of the Silver Siren. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Sean, he, him, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. You are just in time for the event of the year as Isabeth Cuftgate and Patsy Hoot are tying the knot. We always knew those kids would get together. But this is not the only notable thing brewing in Kythyss as the devotees of Umberly are hatching their plans. But quite what those plans are remains to be seen. Now, let's meet the players and have a word from our sponsors.
Hello there, I'm Josh, I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Brian Calm, who also uses he, him pronouns. Brian is an elf of the Eladrin variety, who has been trained as both a druid and a monk, and has ventured around the Sword Coast a little bit and decided to jump on the sugar snap to come to Kythyss, and has been roped into serving for a wedding. I mean, that sounds perfectly reasonable, doesn't it? Nothing's going to go wrong, surely.
Hi, I'm Evie, I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Keith Feetfoot, who is a Harrigan, level 7, artificer, alchemist, bartender. And Keith is on this cruise, is on the Sugar Snap, and he is bartending this wedding and will serve you a drink of your choice.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, as does my character, Enfia Hoot Owlin. She is heading through the plains. She's professional, adventurous, and spinster, heading to her niece's wedding to bless the wonderful day. And of course, nothing is ever going to go wrong when she's there, right?
Hi everyone, I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Werin Amor, a Aarakocra paladin who loves a good wedding. Actually, wants to make sure they run as absolutely smoothly as possible for no professional ulterior motives whatsoever.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack maths rocks for use in your favorite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made with sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection. And if you put !dice into chat, you can enter a raffle for a chance to win some dice of your very own.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great, you're wonderful, we love you so much, and they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together, and they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
You can find us on social media by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you can't join us live and also want to see any of our previous episodes, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or your favourite podcast provider by searching Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And now, let us begin. Hello and welcome to the 6th and final part of this game, for which I completely remember the title.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Resurgence of the Silver Siren. I've managed to not do that this whole time. I am not starting now. probably do it after the break now, having said that. Yes, Resurgence of the Silver Siren. Yes. So last time, our intrepid, I was going to say foursome. I don't want to say foursome. Quartet. Oh, I said foursome. Never mind.
Wholesomely.
Huh? The
Foursome.
set about talking to the Nine Tails group of adventurers, adventuring siblings, and swapping knowledge based on kind of your both your conspiracy boards that you've been constructing, trying to work out what it is that the Sahuagin might be doing, what their plan be. You've got a couple of leads that you decided to follow up on, but not before you made the plan for how to lure them out. You knew that this night would be a full moon, and therefore probably a dangerous time to be fighting anyone who could have were creatures about. But decided on the plan of a dusk, just before dusk, wedding ceremony, a fake wedding in which you would try to lure them out with the promise of this mysterious extra ring. And then you set about going to town and spreading the news around so that it would hopefully reach the Sahuagin. And you also visited the Temple of Talos, which, might have been a red herring, might have just been, I've got a big town with lots of people that I want you to talk to, and I've got 6 episodes in which you can do it. So, go to talk to this guy. The rapping Loxodon, temporary priest of Talos, I think did give you some interesting insights into the relationship between Talos and Umberlee, the goddess worshipped by the Sahuagin. You also stopped by the mask shop so that you could get some masks made. Particularly, you gave them the idea of selling to the Nine Tails and making each mask unique so that you could have a code book with each of the differences and keep track of them, which might enable you to keep track of which tabaxi is which in the midst of things. And then we got started with the wedding. And keeping an eye out for when the Sahuagin might make an appearance, trusting that such an event would happen. And as you looked around, you did see some Sahuagin bobbing out of the water. Actually, some water bobbing out of the water as some water elementals rose out, containing a couple of Sahuagin warriors. Faerun, however, with the natural 20, managed to spot the one problem in the plan as you decided to turn around and look up to the top of the town, where you noticed that some Sahuagin were gathering near the gatehouse as well. We've had to do a little bit of logistical speak off air just to make sure we were all of the same mind. And we have determined that 800 feet seems to be it's not fair, but it's a fair enough distance that a town the size of Kythyss would realistically, probably on the shorter end of it, but, any longer than that, and we would have needed a 7th episode, for the 6th episode would have been the running episode. And I won that timekeeper badge, so I can't have too long a running time.
Honestly, I think you have it, Sean. The rest of us are a mess.
Yes, but it's a matter of great pride for me. And what the numbers as they come in? Is that 315, 305, 310? Yes, this is me. You watch this one go awry.
There's always time for us to mess it up.
Indeed. Several other DMs in the group may well wish to scupper me. Who knows? Tune in to find out in about 4 hours' time. So yes, you've discovered the deception at the top of the town as the Sahuagin seemingly have countered your surprise attack with a surprise event of their own. Or perhaps this was always their plan. Who knows? But we will hopefully find out. But in the meantime, I think it's important that we roll initiative.
Can I be clear
Oh, of course.
that I drank the potion that Keith gave me before? As soon as I saw anything moving in that water,
I will.
down.
Yeah, I will say
Yes.
potions can be drunk. And I'm also, because this is another thing we talked about, 800 feet is going to be a lot of running. So if we have to do a time lapse, I'm not going to be finicky about the timing of the potion. Actually, is it an hour anyway? Maybe just don't stop for bagels.
How long it lasts?
Yes, the potion.
No. No, it is
Oh,
not.
it varies, doesn't it?
It varies, yeah.
If it's a minute and we hand wave, I'm gonna tell you now that I'm not the cruel DM who's gonna be like, well, I'm counting rounds. I think we've already worked it out at 13 rounds of running and dashing, which would obviously take you over a minute if that is the thing.
Mhm.
I'm the one
Thanks,
who.
Sean.
Yeah, I've made this mess, and I will lie in it.
Do you like to know what your experimental elixirs do?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
What have I drunk?
So, Emphia rolled for boldness. The drinker can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to every attack roll and saving throw they make for the next minute.
Amazing.
Minute
And
plus.
Warren, you got
Mhm.
resilience. The drinker gains a +1 bonus to AC for 10 minutes.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Excelente. Right. I'm going to roll some dice, and they are going to represent the two events that are happening, both at the bottom and the top of the town. And then I will take some things from you. So. Okay. Did anyone roll over a 20?
20 exactly.
20 on the nose. Cool. What about a 15 to 20?
Here,
What did you get?
15.
15 on the nose. Okay. What about a 10 to 15?
14.
Nice. Evie? Okay. Well, what did you roll?
Before I say the number, please note I have a +10 to initiative. I rolled a 12. Wait, I did maths wrong a moment ago. It's still a 12 though.
That's all good.
Let's say Keith, primed and ready at any to pounce at anything.
Maybe I was mixing a drink. I just had to put everything down to get
Oh,
ready.
no. That was it. You're putting everything down super carefully rather than just like chucking it down and getting ready.
Yeah, that's it.
And I guess some other kind of points of order, just in case. We're obviously doing theatre of the mind, but it's going to be a lot more like, oh, we've got to actually do the maths of where we're getting. Brian was outside of the wedding from a higher vantage point.
30 feet in the air.
Yes, because you can fly. So yes, you are starting technically closer to the top of the town than everybody else. Obviously not. I'm going to observe this from a great distance. Also, Warren,
Yes.
you are currently disguised as Nine Tails, so that the Tabaxi can all be part of the wedding without having to have that guise broken. And you have been furnished with a rapier, which is Nine Tails' weapon of choice. And as we've found out, is a dice size better than what you had been carrying.
So no problem. Happy to flourish it.
And so you know that you've got a pair of elementals, each carrying a pair of Sahurjin coming towards you from the beach. I was deliberately vague. I did not tell you exactly what you saw at the top of the town, only that you did see something at the top of the town. You see, carrying on your natural 20 roll, a figure stood slightly silhouetted in the shape of the moon, which is starting to crest.
Okay.
You see a figure, and then that figure resolves itself in your mind. You can see that it is, in fact, the town crier. It's Aberfen Seaward.
Oh,
But then you see as the disguise drops, stood in front of you is a silver-scaled triton.
Oh!
Methinks perhaps you gave a bit too much away to the mysterious news.
Curses.
Curses, I
Never
thought the
trust
media
the
was
mainstream
neutral.
media.
That was the town. That was the water ganassi that was stood in the fountain. Okay.
This is the fact.
Yeah, not the turtle.
Total?
No, Loxodon. Sorry, he was a Loxodon.
Yes, no. He is, Harper is sat in the congregation. Yes, yeah, the town crier. Did describe their feet to you when they were walking away, but,
Buckets.
I don't know what a
and we're
water genassi's feet is supposed to look like.
I mean, I think we should probably start at the top of the round. It feels like as good a place to start as any. So, Brian.
What does it look like these people at the gate are doing?
I'm not. I can't remember what you rolled. You were looking down and you rolled fairly well, didn't you? But you're not the one who saw them. Only Warren saw them. Has Warren shouted out?
I did. I shouted out.
Okay.
As soon as I saw the commotion. Trouble at the gates.
That's right. In that case, I will allow a free action for you to turn and look, should you wish.
Yeah, I'll just sort of turn on the spot, not use any movement, just spin.
Give me a perception.
That is 9 plus 8, which is 17.
17. I think that's high enough. You can't tell exactly because they are, as aforementioned, in the region of 800 feet away from you. But there does seem to be a number of Sahuagin stood in a rough circle just beyond the gatehouse. Potentially some sort of ritual.
Okay, so it doesn't look like they're moving either towards the lighthouse or down towards the town then.
No, they're not. This is not some sort of pincer movement. It seems like they have business at the top of the town.
Okay, I'm just going to look to the others and go, what do we do? Talking as a free action. What do we do?
Wait, what? So they're not after the rings?
I don't know what they're doing. They seem to be doing some sort of ritual.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yikes.
Well,
you know
well,
I don't. I've never had I've never been to a wedding that was spoiled at a distance before. Never with at a rival party.
You said you've never been to a wedding.
I've never been to my own, and this is the best one. This is the best one yet.
Okay.
So they're very far away. We need all the allies we can find to rush them and find out what these water elementals are up to. I suggest clearing the beach and then and splitting not the party but the wedding party and send as many people off into town to disrupt them as possible.
how far away are the water elementals?
They are significantly closer. You were literally having a kind of beach wedding, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna say 30 foot.
Oh, right. Super close.
Would you like a bit more room? Because that is the one thing I didn't narrate. But yeah, they have been approaching. So, I would say that they are 30 foot, having kind of come out of the water, but like they've moved
Okay.
already, if that makes sense.
Oh, I understand.
Well, I think it's actually fits fine because I mean that's as long as all the townsfolk and the non-combatants dash, then they can stay well out of the way. What do we think? Do we think try and hold these off as well, or just charge to the town?
How aggressive do the elementals look?
Give me an insight or nature roll.
Okay, those are... Oh, I've got +3 for nature. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. I would say that you can kind of you get a feel for their demeanor, and you feel like they are definitely here to disrupt the wedding. So there is something still here that they want, or they need, potentially they need. So yeah, you feel like this is a force that has been sent to disrupt, retrieve, waylay, something along those lines.
Perhaps also to keep us from the ritual. I relay to party.
Does anybody have the ring on them, or is it stored away somewhere? I shout down to everyone who knows about the third ring.
I'm going to give the tabaxi a hard stare. You hid it, right?
Yeah, we didn't bring it with us.
You hid it in a good place, a secure place, right?
I mean, do you want to tell you now? Because it's a little bit public. Looking over at the elementals.
As long as it's not here, then it's fine. I mean, we can try and hold these things off and then get into the town. I'm just going to fall to the ground, whip my... Because it's my turn, isn't it? I'm going to whip my quarterstaff around in a circle, keep spinning it and spinning it and spinning it and spinning it, and then I just slam down onto the sand, and this almost like mole thing just sort of comes out from my staff and goes underneath all the stools and chairs and everything, and then it erupts around the water elementals and the Sahuagin in a 50-foot. It's a 50-foot line that I circle around them as I cast Wind Wall.
Nice. Okay. Yes, because you can with Wind Wall shape it, can't you?
Yeah. I've got 50 foot. It's 50 foot long, which I can do whatever I want with. It's 15 foot high and 1 foot thick.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Third level. And
I'm going to do it because I'm going to be annoyed at myself if I don't. I'm going to look up what a 50-foot circumference circle's radius is. Come on, Google, just give it to me. Looks like 9 feet. Oh no, that looks like 50-foot circumference, 7.95. So because D&D, I'm just going to up that to 10. So yeah, 10 foot around the water elementals, and that's radius as well. So obviously 20 foot in a line. Absolutely fine.
Because they're still sort of in the water, I'll position it like in the water, like some of it's on the front of it's like on the sand and the rest of it's in the sea, but it's gone down far enough so if they think, haha, we'll swim under it, they still need to go through it.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, they would have to kind of go back on themselves if they were, but yeah, no, recessing it slightly. I don't think these spells really take slight inclines into account, and neither shall I.
Yes, that is...
They happen to be walking along the one flat bit of the beach.
Yeah, that is my action. My turn is going to be to land near the wedding party, and I'm going to start ushering people to get the fuck out, and then that'll be my turn.
Yeah, and the actual ushers start joining in.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Unfortunately, because the party rolled, I mean, all fairly well, but not unfortunately as well as our northern group, things happen at the top of the town.
Sure, now you've said that, they all have to have Yorkshire accents. I don't care if they're speaking Sahuagin. It's gonna be very Yorkshire.
We got to complete this ritual, like, otherwise it'll be our necks on the line.
That's Welsh.
I don't know what, but I was going for the one accent I'm really bad at. I say the one. One of many accents I'm really bad at. Anyway, so things happen at the top of the town. And the water starts to rise up the beach. It's about 5 foot of water, just rising. Nothing to worry about. Warren.
I want to go surfing. The water's rising up the beach. Oh dear. I'll want to disrupt one of the water elementals. So let me just
You'll
take
have to
a quick look.
Josh, what's the rule for wind wall trying if your colleagues are trying to get through?
So it affects everybody.
Okay.
Each creature within it, when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. Creature takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. It's the same when they move through it as well. Things like arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss.
Okay.
I've sort of screwed us for our ranged attack, but I'm trying to keep them in place.
They're kept in place, and they look solidly in place. So I will race forward to other mass tabaxi, and direct them to run into the town. Check in with the wedding party is still there, and encourage them to flee to the center of the town.
I would say it's that kind of cinematic thing of, like, you know, you saw the group approaching you, so you've had a little bit of time of people running around. You know, it's the Jaws moment of people vacating the beach. Like the party has dispersed. The tabaxi have remained for the most part, though.
Can I make a request, actually, that either Pixie or Patsy have not run away from me just yet? Either that, or there was a thing I was going to do before they ran away.
Yeah, I was going to
or tossed in. I do have a nephew as well. Must remember.
Maybe Silk is still around. Just the grandpa couldn't run away quite as fast as everybody else. Well, started going this way and then
I don't trust him. No, one of my nibblings.
Yeah, I think Patsy is still in the area. All good.
All
right. Go. Sorry, Steve. I think I talked over you.
No, I'm still I'm still looking at the crowd over there. I'm still looking at the crowd dispersing. Everybody's, I guess, in the Nine Tails outfit. I'm one of the more flamboyant figures, so swing the rapier, and I guess I'll do an initial dash to the beach, because I'm torn between leaving the elementals behind the wall of wind, but they look secured, and I want to get to where that silver-tongued, silver-triton crier was at the top of the gate as soon as possible.
Okay, so you want to start making the trek up to the top of the town?
I kind of want to start making the trek up to the top of the town. This with one eye behind, because if I won't have overcommitted, I move. My speed is 25, so even if I dash, I'm 50 feet further up. But
you don't have a faster flying speed?
Oh, I do have a flying speed. I am not. I'm armored, so I don't have the. I have chainmail, so I think that's too heavy for me to do the flying speed.
These are the choices we make.
These are the choices we make. I like that. So I'm just gonna dash.
Okay.
Dash upwards and hopefully not alone. Other people, the other 9 tails might be so inclined.
I will start the tally to for your trek up the town.
Yep.
I've just realised that wind wall is actually terrible. The 3d8 bludgeoning damage is only when I cast a spell, and it's not actually going to stop them at all. It only stops small creatures and projectiles.
Oh.
Huh.
So that was a bad. So if that changes your mind on what you want to do at all, Steve,
Sure. I'd much rather
terrible for
clobber
me.
something. I'd much rather clobber something. So I would have cinematically landed as close to other disguised 9 tails as possible. Directed them up towards to go disrupt and race on that side, and then I would have stepped through the wind and taken a divine smite at the closest water elemental.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that bludgeoning damage. That was like not what I was interested in.
This is what I don't like playing spellcasters.
I tell you what, Josh. I think it's fair to say that because it's a 10-foot, like 20-foot radius, they wouldn't have been bunched right together. So you've probably clipped them. So roll your damage on.
Oh, okay. They need to make
is
strength saving throws.
Strength saving throws, right? I will. I think because it's clipping, it's probably just the water elementals, but hopefully that won't affect you too much. Strength saves.
Mm-hmm.
What a time to roll high. The lowest one is an 18.
Oh no, they both pass. So it would have been 13 damage. It would be half to 6.
6. Yes. Okay. Well, they have each taken that. Yeah. So at least it wasn't kind of completely useless in that case, and Warren can swarm on in. I will just, as an extra point of order, the other 9 tails are all currently dressed as themselves. They're not other 9 tails. Just in case. That's
Well,
okay.
I mean, because in theory, the tabaxi would be inspired by a well-disguised legendary figure of their own recognition, built back to. So anybody to preserve the illusion that they're not all involved. Okay, so as my bonus action, I'll use. Hold on. Why is my divine smite hiding on me? Perfect. So I'll use my bonus action to for magic weapon, so that the rapier's magic is now a +1 magical item, and I'll take a swing at. And does a 16 hit?
You're going for, well, you can
The
only
water
roll,
elemental.
actually,
The
the
water
elemental.
elemental.
Yes, it does hit.
Okay, great. So that is. That is 1d8 plus 4. A 1, so that's 5, but with the divine smite.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extra. An extra 2d8. Uh, 5 plus 5, 11 points of damage on the first hit.
Perfect. Any multi-attack?
Yep, multi-attack. So same as the first. Ooh, that's gonna miss. That was a. I rolled a 2, so I went on that. So
Yes,
2 plus, 2 plus 6.
No, afraid not.
I would assume.
Okay. Well, that probably represents the wind wall just slightly whipping you to the side as you darted in. But that is all good. Is that everything on your turn?
That is everything on my turn.
Great. Emphia, in that case, you are up. Oh, and I assume therefore is Weron also trying to dart up the town, or that action was cancelled?
That action was cancelled once I had a better sense of how strong that wind was.
Cool.
Okay.
Emphia then.
Especially now seeing that Weron is staying to deal with the sea elementals, I think Emphia is going to try and head up the beach. However, before Patsy makes an exit, I'm assuming I was close to them because I was at the front of the wedding. Patsy, my dear, here. As you flee, here's your wedding present. I'm sorry I didn't give it to you before. I thought you might like to try and use it. Just as you run, throw one of these behind you every chance you get. I'm handing her a deck of illusions.
Nice.
And hopefully it might just distract things a little bit. If you could try and fly in the direction of whatever it looks like the direction the elementals are going, and try and just throw some things down in their way.
Okay. So I seem to remember that we used the veteran.
I've taken that card out.
Uncle Albert. Great.
Uncle Albert.
So yeah, you've got your deck. I will add Pixie in Patsy. I will add a nibbling in underneath you and the order. So after you've taken your turn, we'll add in a thing. I'm just going to draw a little owl head there.
A hoot.
A hoot.
But otherwise, run, flee, find safety, fly. It looks like the water's rising, so stay airborne. And our comrades round here will try and keep Isabeth and everyone safe.
Oh, thank you, Auntie.
Does that count as an object interaction to pass?
No, I'm not that mean. Take your.
Is it? Sorry. Yeah. So it's an object interaction rather than a full action.
Yeah. I'm not going to
Amazing. Thank you.
penalise you for that.
I'm gonna bonus action Step of the Wind to dash, so I get to move 90 feet.
Nice.
I'm gonna be flying, so I'm gonna get a little bit airborne. Sean, it's a seaside town inspired by Britain. There's seagulls around.
Yes, go on.
Right. When I leveled up and I took Magic Initiate, I gained a spell, and there weren't any spells that were I was after the Mage Hand, to be honest. But the spell that I went with was Speak with Animals. So I would like to cast Speak with Animals and try and corral some seagulls to fly with me up the hill to bombard the group up there.
Cool. Roll me animal handling.
Because, for those who don't know about British seagulls, they are known for bombing.
They are terrifying.
Oh, steal your snacks?
Yeah.
But for those of you in Australia, they are the equivalent of magpies. For those of you in America, they are the equivalent of eagles.
Imagine
Except they're not supposed
down a beach, holding just some chips, and then hundreds of seagulls just begin to chase you and swarm in on your one bag of chips. It is terrifying.
I think I've said this before on stream, but if you're in the area where I live, we have super seagulls because we have a rice factory where I live. There are seagulls that are like over a foot tall, and they look like Popeye.
Don't mess with them.
Amazing.
Not. I rolled a 23.
23.
Animal handling.
I think that is probably enough. What do you say to the seagulls to corral them?
As she's flying, you, my friends, there are some people gathering over there. They're going to stop all the chips. There will be no more chips if we don't stop them right now. Come quick.
They're gonna fucking what?
Exactly.
Come on, lads.
That's exactly how I picture them sounding. Or mime.
They're gonna fucking have it.
The head movement is sublime.
Is sublime.
Does this top the turkey? I'm not. Maybe.
That's action, bonus action.
Perfect. Oh. Right. Well, as I previously said, Patsy is going to be running away or flying away, and is discarding cards like there were no tomorrow. So please draw us a card and let us know what illusion is deposited on the beach.
Okay. King of Clubs, which is a bandit captain, and 3 bandits appear on the beach.
Amazing. I think purely for like flavor reasons, because this is a kind of seaside nautical town, we're going to say that they are marauding pirates.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably taken inspiration from the captain of the Sugar Snap, but made them slightly rougher. Few more naval tattoos, like maybe the tattoo of a navel on a face. Yeah.
Just a little belly button.
You can actually get those as stickers. Put them anywhere you want.
Is it like the not the tattoo stickers, but like the little stars that everyone's putting on spots? Or so Instagram is telling me.
No, these are an Asian fashion trend that I read about in some sort of article where they place the belly button higher up to make their torso look shorter and their legs longer.
Oh.
Outstanding.
Do with that.
Very
There you
innovative.
go. Well, they've got those on the face, clearly.
Yeah.
And they're all just standing there going, "Arr, arr," at the elementals.
Perfect. Right. Well, that was your turn. That was Patsy's turn. So now we go over to Keith.
Cool. So we've got 2 elementals in front of us and then some sort of ritual up the hill.
Yes.
Cool.
And I believe you were towards the back of the party as well, because you were still staffing the drinks counter.
Yes.
Husband's holiday for you.
Yeah, I better get hazard pay for this. Okay, so Werin and Brian are fighting the elementals and Emphia has legged it, right?
Yes. Exactly that.
Okay. Probably makes sense to split down the middle and try to also go up the hill. Up the hill? Am I making that? I'm pretty making that up.
It is a hill, yeah.
Oh, right, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, uphill running in this weather. Oh, God, why have we done this? Okay, I will then cast Kinetic Jaunt on myself for the time being to increase my movement speed by 10 feet. And I don't provoke any opportunity attacks. I'm going to put a few alcoholic beverages in my belt as I go, just in case. And dash after Emphia, and that means I can go 40 feet walking speed, so I can get 80 feet up that hill. And I've brought my alchemy jug with me just in case we need emergency mayo.
I was going to do this with score marks, and then I've realised that you've got some slightly different things. So, okay, so you were 80 feet, Emphia was 90 feet. I'm just going to carry on subtracting that from the 800 I said. Brilliant. But that is everything on your turn.
Yes.
Dash up the hill. Great. If we get to the point where we need to, we will do that kind of time lapse. But we'll let's give everyone a turn first. Speaking of people needing turns, it is now the Nine Tails' turn. And you watch as they kind of look to each other, exchange some silent glances and nods, and split. 4 of them stay on the beach near to Werin, and 5 start running up the beach alongside Emphia and Keith. The 5 running up the hill, they take a slightly more awkward route than the main thoroughfare, but you watch as each of them kind of disappears behind a fence, and then Nine Tails runs out, and the ones on the beach, slightly more awkwardly, they follow Werin in through the wind wall and use that as the kind of turning point as their disguises ripple, and they are all now walking in unison. They all converge on a point So the 5 and the 4, they stand in a V shape and mirror each other's movements, attempting to look like they are in fact duplicates rather than physically actually there. I mean, roll to see if you're convinced, but we all know what they're up to. That was for the audience, by the way. You bring dice to this, right? And they are going to start making some attacks, chipping away at those elementals. So I think the only ones that are obviously in range are going to be the 4 flanking Faerun, and they are going to go for some attacks as well. So that is 1 hit. That is 2 hits. For my own sanity, I'm gonna just treat them homogeneously rather than flip between 9 different tabs, because some of them have multi-attack and some of them do not. And I'm just going to assume those with multi-attack miss.
No, Sean, run 9 different character classes. Quickly.
Really? Because I'll do it. Wait, no, this is you trying to get the timekeeper badge. Will not work. I rolled 2 hits. So D8. They're all armed with rapiers.
See, that could have been more hits if you'd rolled for the ones with multi-attack. Oh.
Don't know where they are.
Well, they're all duplicates of me, right? And I only hit once. So I think the illusion is preserved consistently.
But they should also be able to smite in that case.
All of them.
All of them.
And sneak attack.
See, but in
And they
my
have
performance,
spells.
they don't know. Like it's not so much a divine smite as it is just an elaborate showbiz panache.
Right?
Right. A little bit extra sparkle out of it.
You will want this, don't you? You want this.
You want it as well, don't you, audience?
Don't you bring them in. They're always on your side and not mine. Right, okay. So the ones that are running up the hill are the one that is a druid. The one that is a cleric is going to be at the bottom. The one that is a fighter is staying at the bottom. The one that is a monk is running up the top of the hill. The one that is a load faster.
That's not a class.
It's just a class. Is a ranger is going to run up the hill.
There's additional notes.
The rogue is going to stay at the bottom. The blood hunter is going to stay at the bottom. And I'm missing 2. Who are we missing?
Kate Bush?
Waiting for someone to make that joke.
I just had it in my head for the past 5 minutes.
I don't get it.
It's the song "Running Up That Hill" by Kate Bush. You'll know it.
Yes, now I.
Yeah.
It's only on pretty much every character playlist I'm making at the moment. Right. Following Keith and Emphia up the hill are our druid, monk, ranger, bard, and warlock kitty cats. Staying on the beach are our cleric, fighter, rogue, and blood hunter kitty cats. And I can tell you that means that Icathet, Ignatian, Ike, Isabeth, and Inigo are running up the hill. And Ian, Indigo, Edith, and Ichabod are staying down. Now we have to work out which ones have multi-attack. This is a very exciting time for the audience. I hope you know this.
Live cat herding in progress.
Yep. This is what you've loaded me to. Right. Clerics don't have multi-attack. Druids don't have multi-attack. Fighter has multi-attack. Monk has multi-attack when they get to it. Ranger has multi-attack. Warlock really has multi-attack? Hexblade.
I'll say though, by the time they get to level 5, surely their Eldritch Blast can do more than one die.
Yeah,
Probably.
level 5, they get 2 beams.
2 beams.
2 beams. 2 Eldritch
beams.
Blast beams.
Beam with an M.
That's known for their beans.
So not 2 beams. 2 beams, but not
The
2
beams or not the beams? That is the question.
No slings,
Right.
no arrows. The outrageous fortune just off to the side.
And all of that basically means that you now have an extra 2 dice at the bottom. And they both hit.
See? Worth it.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Totally worth it.
I previously had rolled the damage and I'd gotten max on both. Oh, well, that serves me right. 3 8s on the D8 and a 1. So. Really? One? Oh. The druid's the only one who doesn't have a rapier because druids only get to use scimitars, so he's the only one struggling along with a D6. The rest, I'm fairly certain, all have the rapier, so +5 to that. 4 5s 20, 3 8s 24, 44, and the 1 45. I have to take off of my lovely elementals. I'm just gonna treat them as two as one thing now because this is all getting mad. I'm not a computer game. Right.
It was worth it for one round.
We are going into puzzle combat after this. Okay. That was the unintentionally long Ninetails turn, and it is now the Elemental's turn. They are faced with 5 targets to choose from.
And so they've got 4 more, remember? They've also got some pirates.
Oh, are they? So they're on the beach, actually, kind of near to the.
That was the intention.
combat.
So they're sort of part of the distracting party.
Absolutely fine. In that case, I will roll a d10 to determine who gets hit by each of their 2 attacks each. So that's going to be one of the illusions. That is going to be one on Faerun.
Okay.
That is going to be another illusion. And there's another one on Faerun.
Faerun, remember you have +1 to AC.
Yes. I've got that note like circled, squared.
Right. Does a 23 hit you?
Yes.
Does an 8 hit you?
No.
So that is 1 hit. And it is 2d8s. And I did significantly worse with the boss than the cats. So that is 11 points of bludgeoning as you get slammed by this watery wall of water. There, therefore, is also the Sahuagin, but they are going to remain within their protective water elemental shells for the time being, because I think I've been talking enough. And I'd like to go to the top of the round. So, Brian.
Serious question, Warren. Can you fly?
Not in my current state.
Right. Do we
Not
want
in
to get
my
to the
current
others?
Ninetail.
Do we
That's
want
my
to get
voice.
to the others? I think these guys have got it. If they
Let's-
all keep attacking, they've got it.
Then let's go. You have a better view. I've got a lot of sand in my eye.
Okay, go with me on this, and I'm going to run round Werin, sort of kick his legs open, crawl in in between his legs, and go nay, and I'm going to wild shape as an action into a warhorse.
That
I'm sorry, that is extremely disturbing.
that is extravagant, and I'm like, yeah. I'm delighted.
Brian would say to you that it would save you using your action to climb on me, but because I'm in between your legs, but I can't because I'm horse. I will then use my 60 foot of movement to run, and then because it's wild shape, I still get access to all of my other features. So I will use my step of the wind to dash another 60 feet. So I go 120 feet. We'll just go through the town.
Of course, because you don't have bonus action wild shape, that's your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so 120 foot, both Werin and Brian. Correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you've all found fun ways around the 800 foot, which is good. So, right. It occurs to me that you are all now heading up the beach. You've left some rather bewildered looking Ninetails at the bottom, who are trying to work out. They don't even have the druid with them, so we could have. Oh, we can't do that. But yeah, they can chip away at the combat at the bottom. That's not a problem. I think potentially one of the ones racing up will redirect, seeing Werin, because they didn't use their fancy, tabaxi movement to get further. So I think one of them will redirect. Which one do I want to deprive you of? I'm just going to roll for it.
I swear to God, if Isabeth leaves us and goes down to the beach and dies because none of us are there, I will be very cross.
Well, so I rolled it because I was like, I can't choose. I'm not doing it. And then I've rolled the one of them that I'm like, no, I don't want it to be that one, because he would stay with Isabeth. So no, I'm going to elect for it to be the monk, so I don't have to deal with Key. There we go. We've got enough monks in the top combat now. Right, okay, so let's do some maths now. Brian and Werin are moving 120 foot per round.
On my next turn, it will be 180 because I can dash as an action.
Jeez, okay.
And could potentially grab Keith and Emphia at the same time.
You may need to. I rolled athletics. I am winded already.
Okay. Rather than get into the semantics of how many people can ride on a warhorse, I think that is much easier than us working out and you all arriving at different times. So yes, this is what happens. So okay, how many you've run 120, so you're on 680. So you need to do another. I think it's 4 turns worth of movement. Does anyone want to dispute that?
4 turns of movement at
180 foot.
180 foot. Okay, I can
So
do.
you've got 620 to move.
I can do that for another 2 turns. Then that uses up all my key points because obviously multi-class. So I've only got 3 key points.
And you would want to do that. You don't want to save any for the top.
If I could save some, I would. If not, I would focus on getting there as quickly as possible.
Right, 120 and 180 is 300. If you did another 180 and another 120, that would be 600. You would still be 200 foot away. It would take you. It would take you two more turns either way.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll save. I'll do another 180 and then I'll do 120 after that, just so I can keep a key point back.
You can keep a key point back. Well, hang on. 60 foot to 260. DM fiat here. I'm going to say that while the official town records list the town of Kythyss as 800 foot from beach to gatehouse, they rounded up. It's actually 780. You can keep 2 of your key points.
Oh,
You just have to do 2 turns of 120.
Okay, I'll do that then. I was looking a minute ago to see if I could still use my magical items, because it would be that I'd be a flying horse, but I can't. So.
Oh, they merge in.
Yeah, they merge in. Yeah. There's no rule that says that you can't use your magic items, but I would assume because I'm not actually wearing them anymore that I can't. That's what a lot of the disputes are. So.
Yeah, they often are things like, can you still do it? Honestly, I think it's boss. So no, you pick up Emphia and Keith. Keith probably slightly resistant, so you might have to still be.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't do it if Keith. Actually, that's a good point, because I know Keith's afraid of it, so I wouldn't do it with Keith. That's a good point.
I would have de-disguised myself. I would have gone back to wearing.
It was only flying that was an issue for Keith. Like going fast wouldn't necessarily be.
Going
No,
fast
but I
is
meant if I
fine.
was to then start flying as a horse. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just keep running through the streets.
Well,
I'd say normally it'd be fine, but because Keith is not the most physically fit of characters, I rolled athletics and got with a -1, a 3. So Keith is probably too winded to object.
But Brian does historically know, and I don't think it increases your speed at all. So
No, it just means I could just go over buildings, so that could cut potentially the 800 foot down more, because I could just go in a straight line sort of thing rather than weaving between buildings and streets.
Well, I am going to let you know now that as a kind-hearted DM, you can do you can fly with in your wild shape. The characteristics of the boots you're wearing will carry over into your wild shape.
Okay, thank you. I'll
Because
do
it's
that.
hilarious.
See Keith, dip down, grab Keith, and then carry on foot.
Thank you.
Can I add a bit of flavor to the way that you're also bringing Emphia along? Is that can I be holding onto your tail and sort of doing the equivalent of jet skiing, but also with the flock of seagulls on my arms? All a bit like dog in the wind, like ah!
Sure. I mean, the seagulls can just kind of ride on the tailwind of this horse as it just jets its way up. Right, I am here to inform you that it will take you 6 turns. With all of that maths, that is 6 turns, which means that the sea level has risen another 30 foot.
Okay.
You can now see that some of the houses at the very base are starting to be enveloped. That's not the word. Submerged. And in fact, most of the businesses and things that take place on the pier are underwater. You do see, however, actually the Twin Anchors, the pub that its roof is 2 capsized boats. The water has tried to kind of overlap them, but the air within these 2 ships has actually pulled it away from its moorings on the pier, and it has flipped itself upside down, so it is now a floating pub with 2 boats at its base, and a rather bemused, annoyed-looking minotaur peering out of the door. But that is our time lapse as you find your way to the top of the town. The moon is now fully over the horizon, and you arrive just in time as a were-orca smashes its way out of its holdings in the town jail.
Darn it.
That is where combat
Drew.
resumes.
Drew, we specifically told you to go somewhere secure.
He smashed through brick wall. Just Powerade man through.
Just picturing he looks like the alien from Lilo and Stitch.
As in Stitch, or yes, I see. We're just gonna jump in directly where we were. So Brian had just had the turning into a horse, and you all started legging it up. The waters have risen 30 foot, 35 foot in total. And Weren, it is now your turn.
So now we're
bestrode a horse, but
bestrode a horse, and we're in town, and the where Orca is closer to us. How close are we to the Sahuagin and to the gate?
I think for ease of stuff, we are picking up right at the top of the town, about 30 foot away from the edge of the ritual. You can see that there are 5 Sahuagin stood in a circle with the priestess in the middle. The Sahuagin turn, and they don't appear to be part of the ritual. They seem to be kind of stood in a protective ring around the priestess, who is the one conducting it. Okay. They turn to instruct you, but you do see that, and Drew is about 30 foot behind you. Your were Orca prior friend.
And where is our favorite town crier, who is no longer our town crier? He is one of the number of that I was counting in as a Sahuagin. I realized I actually had said he was a Triton, not a Sahuagin, but he is in with them, using the same stat block because me is a lazy DM.
So priestess, 3 Sahuagin, 1 Triton. That's technically a Sahuagin.
4 Sahuagin and a Triton.
Okay, so 6 of them total around doing the ritual.
Yes.
We don't know anything about this Triton, do we?
You do not. You know what? I'm gonna just chuck in another one of the Sahuagin champions, just to back it up.
Okay.
Sure.
It doesn't do a lot. It gives it an extra attack and doubles the hit points.
Yeah, not a lot.
You're gonna smash it.
That's payback for us getting you to roll all of those attacks.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on the Triton because I'm going to dismount, and I'm going to take a swing at the Triton because we want all the news, not just the headlines. And swing at him. So that is still magical, and it is does a 15 hit.
15 hit him. It does not.
It does not.
No.
Ooh. I'll take another swing.
Please do.
With the second attack. And does a 17 hit?
17 does hit, yes.
Okay. Hits with 17. And 1d8 plus 5. Savage Attacker. I just realized I have a Savage Attacker feat, so I can try that damage again. That's better. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Nice.
Draw his attention. Disrupt whatever's going on.
Okay. You want to have a bit of a Uno effect.
Something like, yeah, I mean, so close. So feel so tricked, so betrayed, searching that statue close to probably what was the object of the source of all my discomfort.
Mm-hmm. That it was.
It's a lot about me, and it's a lot about uncertainty about what's going on.
Yeah, great. Okay, so yeah, you yes, so you are indeed correct. It was not the statue, the effigy of Umberly. It was in fact the presence of this mysterious silver-scaled triton that was drawing your attention. Grant, so is that everything on your turn? Action, bonus?
That's everything on my turn. That's all the actions that I have.
In that case, it is Emphia's turn.
All right. She is best when in the thick of it dealing with lots of little ones. So I'm going to try and position myself in the middle of the 4 regular. Are they like all within 5 feet, or like are they in a big circle? How big is the circle?
It's a 20-foot radius circle. So,
Okay.
What's that? If Warren has charged in on one of them, there's kind of maths. Where's my?
It's actually quite a big circle. If it's 20-foot radius.
I'm gonna use my trusty calculator. Oh, what? I can't. Flip tool. That would be 125 foot circumference. It would put 25 foot between them. Yes, I'm going to change my mind. There's about 10 foot between them.
Okay.
Because I'm rounding, because D&D.
Okay, sure. In that case, I'm going to aim for one of the smaller Sahurgin that is sort of in the circle, like next to another regular Sahurgin, not the priestess, not the Triton.
Yeah.
And I'm going to basically, my aim is attack this one and then go and stand in the middle. So if they want to come at me, they've both got to come in to me and be close to me.
Oh yeah, if we're talking a 10-foot radius and I'm lazily saying it's 10 foot between each of the outside ones, then you could kind of literally stand triangular
Right in the
between
middle.
kind of normal Sahurgin, priestess.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Sure. But I'm going to go for one of the normal Sahurgin, try and cut down some of those numbers. 2 attacks. Okay. The first one is a mere 12.
12 does not hit.
No, but the second one is a nat 20 for a 27.
That one all.
So I'll do that, and then I'll do all of the attack rolls first, and then see where I land, because I'm going to go in for a flurry of blows as well. Anyway. Okay, so that will be a plus. There's a 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Okay, and then the other one, I rolled a 12 on the dice, so that will also hit as well. Okay, so that's 2 regular attacks and 1 crit, so that's 46.
Nice.
And it's going to be 40. We just double the dice, not the modifier for the crit, right?
Yes, please.
So it's going to be 46 plus 12. So it's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Plus 12 is 26. And this is all with the, like, she flies in with the fan and it's just like slap, 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 bonk on the head.
Nice. All on one as well.
All on the same one.
It's not quite taken out, but that is a hefty chunk of hit points off. They are looking significantly less happy than they were when they got up this morning and decided to try and take over a town.
Fabulous.
Have you added your D4?
I have not added my D4. Oh, and that's per
attack, is it, or is it per round?
I think it's per attack. Let me have a
to
quick
attack
look.
rolls. So is that to my roll to hit or my roll of damage?
I'm just trying to find it. Sorry, dyslexia strikes again when I try and find things quickly. Okay. The drinker can roll a d4 and add the number roll to every attack roll and saving throw they make.
Cool.
Okay.
So the one that missed, it was
It was a 4. No, it was a 12.
a 12.
So roll it. You've got a decent chance of an extra hit.
Makes it a 14.
14 is their AC.
Yeah. Great.
So yeah,
That's
you
gonna
can
be
roll
another-
an extra dice.
Thank you, Evie. Okay, well that's another 5 damage, bludgeoning.
5.
Yeah.
It's not quite enough.
And because I am a drunken monk, because I flurried of blows, I get to disengage for free. So I'm going to scoot out, and so I'm now in the middle of the three of them.
Nice. Right. Well, yes, that 5 points, while not enough to take them out, has significantly worsened this one's day. So, yeah, that is good.
That'll learn you for interfering with my niece's wedding.
If that's everything on your turn,
Yeah, I believe so. Can I?
it is
I
now.
realized that I
Yeah.
realized though that what we didn't do. Can I just quickly throw out another few cards to see what else Patsy threw out on the
I
deck
was
of
going to
illusion?
say it's Patsy's turn, and yeah, technically you've missed 6 turns of cards. So yeah, Evie, begin thinking about your turn because you will be the next in line. Meanwhile, let us draw some cards from a deck of illusions.
Okay, cool. So we've got a 9 of clubs. We've got an ogre. We've got a joker. So another copy of Emphia has appeared on the beach. We've got an 8 of hearts. So a bugbear is also there. We've got a jack of clubs. So there's a berserker. It doesn't specify what berserker, so I'm going to say it's another Owlin family member
Sure.
there with twin axes. 2 of spades, which is a little goblin, just a little goblin, and an ace of clubs, which is an iron golem.
Jeez. Right. Okay, so kind of spread out a bit along the beach as Patsy has been fleeing the area. There are now several characters looking rather threateningly and stood in the way of potentially the progress of the water elementals, who, it has to be said, are having a bit of a better time of it, given that they are now 30 foot underwater. The other tabaxi having fallen back to the shoreline, but trying not to sustain too heavy hits when the elementals are in their natural element. Grand. Keith.
Cool. How is the ritual looking? Broken up?
At the moment, the priestess is still chanting in the middle, and your colleagues have been attacking the ones around the middle. It does not appear to be currently disrupted.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw an acid arrow at Priestess and try and knock her off her game.
Okay, please do. Roll. Is it an attack roll?
Yeah, it's rolled ahead. Ooh, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23 to hit.
23
Yeah,
to
that'll
hit.
hit.
Sweet. Okay. Oh yeah, forget this is the only spell I know of that does it in D4s. Which is just a little anticlimactic for a 2nd level spell, I don't know. 8, 9, 10,
Does
11,
it do some extra
12.
damage next turn? Or am I thinking of a different acid attack?
On a hit, the target takes 44 acid damage immediately, and 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn.
Okay.
Oh no, you made me lose count of what I was...
Sorry.
So that was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is... just checking a thing. Bear with me. I'm just gonna... Okay, I think that was 15 points of acid damage.
Oof. Okay. It does kind of throw her off a bit, and she kind of staggers under the weight of this sudden barrage of acid, but she returns to the upright sorry, my words will not leave my mouth. Returns to the stance that she was in, still uttering words in Sahuagin, presumably prayers to Umberly. Okay, cool, interesting. And you get to do some damage on her turn, yeah?
At the end of her turn, yes, she'll take
End
some
of her
damage.
turn. Grand.
How far away from her am I actually?
If you have not moved from Brienne's back, you are currently 30 foot away from the beginning of the circle and then another 10 foot away from her.
Can I do something really stupid?
Always.
I'm gonna just run up and start annoying her in the circle.
Just do
Sure.
this in front of her face. Oh, can the seagulls help? The seagulls should be there as well.
That is true. Go on then. Nat's already rolled a ridiculous animal handling, so the seagulls are there. Roll me 5 d20s.
5. Ooh.
Yeah. They're not going to do a ton of damage because, I don't want it to literally just be death by seagulls.
Her, she's the one who's stopping the chips.
Sorry, did you want me to roll or Nat to roll?
Oh, you roll him. Go on.
Oh, sure. Okay, so we got an 8. We got a 2.
Come on, seagulls.
We got a 13.
Okay.
We got a 16. And we got a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
So is that a natural 20?
Oh, the Nat 20, yeah.
Right. So 3 of them hit and 1 crit. So I'm going to say it's a damage each. So an extra 4 points of damage as she gets harried by seagulls. If I don't know if how long your speak with animals lasts.
10 minutes.
Yes, easily enough. You can hear them just going, "You're gonna fucking get some."
Keith is just kind of hopping around in front of her, being like, "You want to hit me? Huh? Huh? You want to hit me? Huh?" And just trying to goad her a little bit.
We're gonna do you.
I don't know what these seagulls are saying, but I like their energy.
Yeah, you're just hearing.
Mine. They should be. She should be the easiest one to find. She's the only one that smells like salt and vinegar.
She's been in a briny barrel.
I don't care how much water she's been in after that. You just can't wash that smell off.
It permeates.
Absolutely fair. Okay, so she's been assaulted and battered. Thank you. Anything else on your turn, Keith?
That's it.
Right, we now have 9 tails turns, which I think, given that they might take a while and we are approaching the point for a break, this is probably where I will, as the 9 tails. Oh no, you couldn't pick them up. They're still running up the hill.
They're still running up that hill.
They've had 6 turns of it. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we're going to be doing in the break. I'm going to be doing some maths, and we will work out whether the 9 tails actually get a turn. But before we do go on a break, there is a thing that I always do, that I always set, and today's no change. So here is today's riddle. I am part of a cycle and sit within a system. From a distance, I look round and I turn, though you can't see it. And when I am full, you should avoid swimming. What am I? I'll read that again. I'm part of a cycle and sit within a system. From a distance, I look round and I turn, though you can't see it. And when I am full, you should avoid swimming. What am I? And we will see you after the break. Welcome back. So, before we jump headlong into combat maths, let us go through the word maths. The
That's
riddle.
just algebra, right?
Yeah.
Why did you have to mention algebra and ruin my day?
Sorry. So sorry.
I'll read the riddle out once we have some answers, but I believe some of our players do have some thoughts. So, Nat, what was your thought?
I am flip-flopping between. I'm wondering if it could either be the moon or the stomach.
Interesting. Okay. Steve, what was your answer?
Mine was the moon.
Yours was the moon.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else want to jump in with
I
leanings?
also thought it might be the stomach.
So did I.
3 had the stomach, 1 person had the moon, and 1
Nice.
person also had the moon.
Moon makes perfect
The
sense.
answer that I wanted you to give was the stomach.
Yeah.
But I was being deliberately obtuse and kind of making it sound like it could also be the moon. But, you know, if I'm full, you should avoid swimming is quite specific to moon in this game rather than the stomach, which is always wait an hour.
An hour now? I thought it was only 30 minutes.
It's only 30 minutes.
I
I've
was
put
told it was a
myself in
myth the
peril.
other day.
Yeah, I thought it was a myth.
Yeah.
If it's been on QI and Stephen Fry has debunked it, then I will 100% just go with what he said. But, you know, riddles and myths and all of this go hand in hand. Well done, yes. I would say just everyone can have it's the last episode, D8.
Oh, we can say D12 then.
I'm a
Do I
kind
hear?
DM, but I mean, ultimately the chances of you rolling the extra 4 numbers are low enough. But no, D8, you know, still only level 8.
That's fair.
So yeah, if you got stomach, that's what I was leading towards. If you got moon, like, you know, I was literally writing this like, how do I make it obvious, but not like, yes, this is definitely not the moon now. So, you know, if you got the moon, that's fine. All good in the hood. I didn't say that. So when we left, we were in the middle of combat. You had started off just whittling away some of the hit points on the water elementals that had emerged from the sea. However, you decided to all make your way up the town in order to try to disrupt the ritual which has been taking place near the gatehouse. Brian scooped Warren up, kicking his legs out and transforming rapidly into a riding horse, and then bolting up the hill, picking up Emphia and Keith en route. We did some horse maths and worked out how long it would take you, and therefore how much of the town would be submerged by the time you reached the place where we would be able to do anything about it. And then we had a little bit more, a bit of the round to actually then do something. Some Sahuagin were attacked, some secret potential silver sirens were attacked, and the priestess was mauled by Harangon and seagulls. And then we left off with me, you know, maybe slightly lamely, giving myself the extra break time that we've had to work out what on earth the cats are doing in order to get to the top. And I realized that I had already said that the druid was going. So seeing Brian launch up the hill with the others on his back, Icathet has decided to abandon the pretense of the mirror image Nine Tails running up the hill, and has transformed into a panther after casting Longstrider for the extra 10 foot, thereby being the same as a riding horse, and actually kept stride with you all, more or less, because you did have a round of extra key. However, because it is a racial trait and feline agility presumably would carry over to panther. This is, by the way, a kind of ginger-coloured panther, because, you know, why would you change such a thing?
Oh.
Imagine like a giant house cat running up the hill alongside you. So with feline agility, managed to keep more or less pace. It does mean that Icathet themselves is going to be pretty not ready just yet, but the others jump off Icathet's back and begin to engage some of the unengaged Sahuagin. So individual characters all fighting alongside you. We've got Ike, who is going to Ike Hard Tingles, has multi-attack and is going to roll both attacks on a Sahuajin. And promptly rolls a 4 and a natural 1. So I think leaps off of their siblings' back and possibly slightly loses their lunch. But yeah, is ineffective. However, is going to, as a ranger, use Hunter's Mark. I don't think that improves. Yeah, it's just damage. Doesn't do anything at this point. But they pick on one of the Sahuajin towards the back and attempts to reach, but doesn't quite. We then have Isabeth is going to launch in. Isabeth only has 1 attack per action. And is equally ineffective, also rolling a 4. However, should have short rested. Has bardic inspiration to spare. I think that what happens is Isabeth leaps off cinematically of Kythyss's back, and mid-air kind of does a pirouette and finger guns points towards Faerun. Just you feel inspired. However, concentrating on this meant that they landed and thrust and were actually 2 foot to the side of the thing they thought they were about to hit. So that is that. Mike, Isabeth, Inigo, our warlock, Inigo Roadmaster Chaos Town, who is going to see the priestess casting the ritual and casts a hex on her, which means that they have disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So I'm going to say, without looking over at the sheet, I'm going to say it's going to be wisdom. Priestess, probably clericy. That is a spell that is going to use one of those warlock spell slots, and is it an action? Is it a bonus action? Why can't I see bonus? It's a bonus action, so can still use the attack, and it was 2 attacks. You watch as Inigo leaps off, weaves their hands in this kind of arcane eldritch way to cast hex, and then in another kind of flourish spins around, and as they spin, a rapier magically appears in their claws. Oh my god, what is me with and the low numbers now? Does manage to land 1 hit. The first hit whooshes past. Had the Sahuajin any whiskers, those whiskers would have been cleaven in 2. However, they are fish and not even koi fish. So, I mean, this one's a bit shy. But it is at least 1 hit, and that is 8 points against this particular Sahuajin. That is 3 tabaxi and 1 winded panther that's standing still, looking like they've got spots flashing behind their eyes. Then things happen in the south. We don't know what those are because we chose to leave that combat in the capable hands of 5 Ninetails siblings. But that brings us back to the top of the round and Brian.
I'm still a horse, aren't I?
You're still a horse, yes.
I'm still a horse.
I think you can drop it.
I can drop it as a bonus action. Sure. What I like to do. You said that the Sahuajin are in the semicircle and the priestess is behind them?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's effectively a semicircle because I'm lazy and I narrated them being closer in the circumference than.
And they're 30 feet away, and she's a further 10 feet away from them.
Yes, so you're 30 foot away from the closest of them, which is the Triton.
Mhm.
They're kind of 10 foot apart around the priestess. And she's kind of in the middle, being harried by rather aggressive, muscular seagulls. One of them's got a tattoo of an anchor.
And Keith.
Yeah, another one's smoking a pipe. And Keith, obviously.
And the priestess is still maintaining the spell.
Is finding it difficult, but is still maintaining the spell, yeah.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to gallop
Okay.
right up to her. If I have to take an attack of opportunity from going through the Sahujin to get there, I will.
Honestly, because I've narrated it 5 foot, there would be probably like a little bit of a overlap. However, nah, just boss right through.
Okay, I'll boss right through. I will bonus action revert back to my normal form, sort of roll in as I get quite close to her, rolling, and I'm going to slam my quarterstaff down on the floor next to her, and I'm going to try and do this.
Mhm.
So I'm going to use Gust to push her 5 feet away. Now, it says that it's 5 feet away from me. If I was to position it so it blew her diagonally upwards away from me, would that take her off of her feet and then cause her to land on the floor?
If you're hoping for full damage, I think it only happens after 10 foot.
No, I'm just hoping to snap her out of, like, break her concentration on the spell. So I'm
I
hoping
see.
that if she falls on her face, it might stop it.
See, technically, because it's a ritual, rather, it's not like a concentration spell that she's concentrating on. It's a ritual. I will let you.
My other
I'll let-
question
I'll
is,
let you-
does the moon seem to be doing anything?
I mean, the moon has transformed Drew into a were-orca.
But is it like glowing with the, because is it like gotten bigger because the water's starting to rise or anything like that? Is there anything that we can discern that is, because we know there's a ritual going on, but is there anything that's actually happening, like any arcane symbols on the gate or anything that might sort of let us know what is actually the cause of this ritual other than her?
I will ask you for an investigation roll. I will take your passive if you would like. And I will allow you to do both.
I will roll because my passive is only 10. And I rolled a 6.
Well, let's take your passive then. You can see that surrounding the priestess, the grass at the top of this hill appears to be glowing with this silvery blue light, almost as if the grass itself, those blades that kind of make up different runes, has taken on this tint instead of being green. Like it's not kind of a light being shone on them, if that makes sense. It's coming from the grass, and yeah, it's forming runes. You can't read any of the runes because you can't speak Sahujin, but a lot of them look like almost hieroglyph-like depictions of sharks and sea creatures. I think it's fair enough to say that you recognize those. The moon is also glowing. It doesn't seem to be larger, but it is, the color of it seems to be more kind of shimmering with silver, almost as if the moon itself were a giant silver fish. It's kind of sides rippling with as if scaled.
Okay. I have no idea if Drew is currently on side or not, because he's not here. But I will see if I can disrupt her by doing the gust. There is something else I can do, but I shall wait till my next turn for that. But yes, I will gust her and try and cause her to fall on the floor by sort of angling it a little bit so she sort of gets lifted off of her feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it safe?
It is. That is a strength saving throw, please.
Strength. Give me strength. Ooh. 13.
That's a fail.
So she's pushed.
She's pushed 5 feet away
Okay.
from me, and hopefully up and on her face.
Yeah, you can put a bit of lift in it. You're not sure if it was the placement or she does seem to have stopped chanting for the duration of the fall, but the runes do appear to be a bit dimmed.
Awesome. Runes, strange things in grass. Not sure what's going on. Maybe that's the sea. I don't know. And then I'm just going to turn to face the Sahuagin that could potentially be coming to attack. I'm like, and then that's my turn.
Okie dokie. Right. Following Brienne's turn, it is the Sahuagin that are up this end. The priestess is going to run back into place and is going to Josh, please could you roll me a wisdom save?
My wisdom's quite good. But, yeah.
And
I'm going to add my D8 to that just to be safe.
Evie, could you also roll me a wisdom save?
I can try.
And you added your inspiration die to that, did you, Josh?
Did you?
Okay.
I'm going to add my inspiration die to that as well. 19.
19, Josh?
I rolled a 9, so I got 24. Because I rolled a 7 on the D8.
And I assume have a decent...
Plus 8 to wisdom.
Okay. You will be glad to know that you can feel your bodies kind of start to stiffen up. Your muscles feel like they are about to kind of freeze, but you manage to power through. I think Keith, taking inspiration from the sight of your many allies around you, and yes, neither of you are held by this spell, and I think that's pretty much all she can do, because she moves back into the middle, braving the dive bombs from seagulls and annoyance from a harangon, and resumes chanting again.
And immediately takes 2d4 acid damage.
And then that happens. Please do that.
Yes. Let's see. 4. And then 3. 4 plus 3 is 7.
7. She is not looking well.
That's what we like to hear.
Then we have... Let's do the Silver Siren fighting against Faerun is going to... draws a spear and is going to start to try to hit Faerun.
Okay.
Well, this feels like a proper resurgence, this does.
I don't know where their surfboard is, though.
Maybe that's later.
That is a crit on the first of 3. I'm assuming
That's not
25
allowed.
hit you.
Sorry, that was our fault. We sort of brought that into the universe.
Does anyone have silvery barbs, or does...
No, druids don't get it, unfortunately. I don't think. No.
Mostly looking at Keith, I think.
I don't see silvery barbs. If it was a saving throw, there's something I could do, but I don't think I've got anything.
Tis merely attacking. Second attack doesn't hit. 12 will not hit. So it is only the crit.
Only the crit.
Glad to know.
That's actually better than it hitting normally because you don't have the bonus added. Right?
Yes, yeah. Better to take a crit than 2 normal melee hits.
Or 3.
Your 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Is 17 piercing damage, and could you please make a wisdom save?
Okay. Damage allocated. Wisdom save. I have +1 on my saves because of paladin-y things. So +7.
Voice.
And that is that is a cause for inspiration. I rolled a nat 1, so let's throw in an Let's throw in a riddle inspiration.
Okay.
For that. That is an 8 on the inspiration. So that's 9 + 7, 16.
16. Okay. Yeah. Similarly to Brian and Keith, you feel with this one hefty hit as it glances your thigh, you feel your muscles tensing as if they're going to freeze you in place, but you manage to shake it off.
Okay.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Hater. Gonna hate.
That is that one, and then there are some.
And says nothing. We're getting no lore from this attack.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just hisses at you as you attack. Just. I have put far too much time into taking down this town for you to just ruin it in one foul swoop. I don't know what accent that was supposed to be, but that's what it's sticking with.
I want to take that foul personally, though, so that was great.
You wanted north, and apparently you can't get any further north than Scotland. Yes, and thank you for the boo. Right, then we do have 4 Sahuagin who each get 2 attacks, sorry.
So they each get 4 attacks.
Oh.
Getting too excited with my numbers.
My
They're
heart
all
stopped
monks.
for a second then.
Yes, yeah, the priestess has brought along the monastery this time around. So Brian is close to 1. There are Emphia's next to another one, and then there's 2 that are.
Theoretically.
Sorry?
I should be close to 2.
Yes, but 2 of the 9 tails are harrying the other one, so there's only one that's kind of free to charge into you.
Bugger off, 9 tails! I positioned myself specifically for this moment.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm happy to retcon that if you want to take 4 attacks.
I mean, no, it's the idea that it's fine. I've got a drunken monk thing I do if they attacked me and miss. If there's more than one of them in range. But the priestess is still in range with me, right?
Yeah, I mean, the priestess is gone. Okay. Slight retcon. I will have the 2 that you had positioned yourself between. So what did we have? 2. The 9 tails all had, because their kind of movement was towards the end, they all had to kind of focus on the same one. So there you go. However, Brian, does an 18 hit you?
It does not, because
Does
monk
not.
shit.
Nice. Does a 22 hit you?
It does, because monk shit.
Monk's still pretty good, just
It is.
Pretty good.
Okay, so this one appears to be wielding a warhammer. It actually seems to be a trident, but they've pierced a rather large conch shell on the end of it. So they're smacking you with a shell, and that is a sum total of 7 bludgeoning damage from that one.
Oh, at least it wasn't 40k damage.
Right. I'm going to roll 2 of the attacks on Emphia. So you said that if they miss, you've got monk stuff to do.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is a 23.
Okay, that doesn't miss.
One of them's a natural 1.
That one does miss. Great.
So that is one of them. Do you want to resolve that one before we do anything else?
Which one is that? Is that the one that I pummeled in the previous round, or is that a different one?
It is the one that you pummeled.
I need to check whether I can do this more than once. No. Okay, so it's a reaction, so I'm going to hold off. So I'm going to let that hit me.
Okay. I have also realised. Is anyone missing hit points? I don't think anybody's been hit yet, have you?
I'm about to.
Now, yes.
Only
but
one.
I wasn't before.
Okay. So I will ignore it for the time being. But I need to remember this in future. So Hurricane have the blood frenzy thing. So if you're missing hit points, they get advantage.
Okay.
So it's all good for this round, but yeah. Now that some of you have been hit, it is going to affect you. Right, Nat, that is it's another Warhammer, and you get this time it seems to be a fishing spear that they've kind of it looks like coral has grown around it, so it had possibly sunk and was part of a coral reef for a bit, and they've now repurposed it. And that is for a sum total of 8 bludgeoning damage. Right, I'm sorry to say, but because you're now missing hit points, and
Yeah. This might negate the fact I can do monk shit anyway, but we'll see.
well, the first attack I rolled either a 9 or a 7.
I'll take it. Yeah, that misses.
That misses. The next one, however, is a 22.
Yeah, that'll hit. Great. Can I, with the one that misses me, I'm going to do my tipsy sway, and I'm going to redirect it towards the one that's missing. That's only got 5 hit points left. Please, I'm going to spend a key point. So it causes that attack to hit one creature of my choice other than the attacker that I can see within 5 feet.
You've taken an additional 7 bludgeoning damage from the one that hit you, but I rolled better for attacking the friend than you. That Sahujin takes a further 9 points of bludgeoning as the Warhammer comes down upon the friend instead.
I think she just, like, as the first attack comes in, she sort of neatly steps out of the way and just kind of redirects and pushes it. No, thank you. Over there, please. And then it just comes back round and hits her full in the stomach. And she's like, oh, no. Yes, no, that's terrible. Please stop.
And I've rolled the attack against one of the 9 tails. Let's see. It's gonna be Ike gets hit with one of the. Actually, just double check that I can maths. Yes, so one of them does not hit, but one of them definitely does. So Ike is taking an 8 as well. Not that you know this, but you know, it looks like a hit about as hefty as the one on Emphia. Okay, so that is those. It's now the Were Orca, who is going to run in, and unfortunately is under control of the Sahuagin, and is going to run in to where Weren is fighting against the Silver Siren. You'll be glad to know does not have the bloodthirsty thing, so these are not going to be at advantage, but it is going to be 2 of them. Actually, it's going to be a bite attack and a claw attack. So I'll do the bites first. That is an immense 15.
That does not hit.
I did not think it would. The next one is a 19.
That does hit.
That does. Okay.
So that's the claw.
That was the claw. Yeah, I explicitly said it would be the bite first. So you are not going to have to make a con save. That is 12 points of slashing as a sharp were-orca claw comes down. That is all of the enemies. So we then move on to Warren's turn. So you do have a were-orca behind you and a triton in front of you.
A triton before me. I mean, Warren's enraged because it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how much time you've put in this plans. This was their special day, and I won't let you ruin it twice. So I'm continuing to hammer at the triton.
Nice. Please roll me your attack.
First attack, still magical. Oh, I should have done it's a concentration. I should have done a quick concentration save after I took that damage from the bite.
Oh, yeah.
To see if the sword is still magical. So that's con +4, and that was a 14.
That sounds like a path to me.
Okay, good. Just to remember rules and stuff. So attack number 1. That is a 12 + 7, 19. I guess
19 to hit. Yes, it does hit. Please roll me a damage.
That was a 2. I'll savage attacker that. So I believe it's every time. Oh, it was once per turn. I used it last turn. Okay, so 2. So that's 6 points. Sorry. +4. 6 points of damage.
6.
For the first attack.
Okay. Yeah, every little helps.
Second helps. Same. Rapier. And that is 17.
17 hits. Roll me your damage.
I'll roll damage and I'll do Divine Smite because I have a spell slot for that as well.
Please do.
8 +4. 12, 14, 16.
16 points of damage. Yes, that is certainly maths that I can do. Starting to look like he's getting out of breath, but still standing.
Anything? Nope, no bonus actions. So that's it for me.
Okay. Right. Well, following Warren, we have Emphia.
Yes. So I think having taken that big hefty hit to the stomach, she's going to use that bending double to sort of grab her skirts. And I want to be clear, not in a flasher way. She's got plenty of underskirts here. Going to use it to kind of flick them forwards in a distractionary kind of way to then charge forwards and attack the one that hit her with the hammer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Battle petticoats?
I think they both hit you with hammers.
Exactly. Although I did roll terribly, that's going to be an 11 and a 13.
Sum total?
No, each one, like 2 hits.
Yeah, but like including your modifiers.
Yeah.
No, neither of those are going to hit.
Rubbish.
Okay.
Okay.
They were just as distracting for you as they were for them, unfortunately.
Yeah. She's like spending more time gathering them. She's like, maybe I should invest in lighter, slimline, more maneuverable clothes. I don't know. I don't have to have hit on those to flurry of blows, though, so I will go in with that instead as well. I get 2 flurry of blows. Oh my god. Okay, one is a 2, which will not hit, but the other is a 17, which takes it up to 24. But I think what I'm going to do with that 24 is use that fact that I miss. I think she sort of flings the skirts and kind of staggers as the cocktail she's drunk during the day have sort of come into full effect. I'm going to stagger, which is why she misses, but I'm going to use the Sahuagin as a leverage to launch myself actually towards the priestess in the middle, because if I flurry of blows, I can disengage for free. So yeah, she staggers and like full on taloned feet like end up pressed against the Sahuagin's chest, and she just kind of flies away, and they're left there kind of dealing with the aftermath of having a lot of ruffles in their face. I'm going to fly at the priestess.
Okay, so was that only the one attack then?
The priestess gets the one attack.
Gets the one attack. Okay.
And it's only for 8 damage, bludgeoning. However, could she please make me a con saving throw?
No, because she's dead.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yes, she had 7 hit points left, so 8 is enough. Harried by multiple seagulls and now suddenly getting a large owlin in the face was enough to dispatch her, I'm afraid. So,
the full-on like flyover Superman punch, be like, "Stop that chanting!" and just fully intending to just stun her and daze her. But then Emphia's like, "I always thought I was more powerful than I let on."
You're more powerful when you're locomotive. Is really what.
Absolutely, charging forward. That's the best way, everyone.
Okay, so yeah, you have, for once and for all, stopped her chanting.
Can I use the rest of my movement to sort of drunkenly stagger to be near Faerun and the 2 that are attacking him?
Yeah, it's a very tight circle at this point. So yes.
Excuse me, what's happening over here? Oh, don't mind me.
Cool. Anything else in your turn?
No, just keep going, team, to the seagulls. The rest of them are against chips as well.
I'm going to ask for an animal handling roll from you.
Sure.
Evie, be preparing your turn, but we are in the meantime going to draw another card to see what.
Oh, amazing! Yeah.
Yeah, all of the things.
There was a 14 on the animal handling.
14 on the animal handling. Okay. They seem a little bit. A few of them are still. We're not done with this one yet.
They're just going to peck her to death.
Yeah. So a couple of them are.
Fair enough. I suppose she does taste fishy.
Yeah. So a couple of them are sticking with her, but 3 of them do go. Well, we're not having that.
Seagulls are vicious when it comes to dead things on the floor. I saw one time, and talking about one of these 1 foot tall ones, pick up a rat out of a drain and start eating it.
Whole? Alive?
Whole. No, it was dead. It killed it and then was eating it whole.
Poor ratty.
What a lovely thought to leave everyone with.
Britain, surely it's a place of wonder and magic, and also that.
Fun facts with Josh.
What did Patsy draw this time?
8 of clubs, which is an orc.
An orc appears again. I think that nautically, all of these characters have appeared slightly like dressed as sailors and pirates and nautical figures, and the orc is no different. I think an orcish version of Long John Silver.
Gotta be clear, it's definitely an orc and not an orca, though.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it would be significantly less scary. You just walk around it. Beached orca. Indeed. Keith.
I have a question before I turn,
Of
which
course.
is, how is Brian reacting to the dead priestess?
Not good.
Not good.
Not
oh,
good.
I thought not.
Sorry.
He's going through the motions at the minute with Drew. I was going to say this on my turn, but he's going through the motions at the minute with Drew having come in and not being on their side. Everybody getting hurt, and obviously the priestess now dying. That doesn't seem to be his main concern. It's the fact that all of you are in trouble that seems to be his main concern. And Drew.
Okay. That stops me doing the stupid thing of if you were very upset, I was going to go stabilize the princess. But if you're more concerned with us, that's probably fine. So we've got Silver Surfer. Have we got more underlings that are still?
Yes, all of the underlings are still active. It's just the priestess has been taken down.
Cool. And has the tide stopped rising below?
Give me a intelligence-based roll. I don't mind which. Arguably, you could use any of them.
Intelligence.
Except maybe history.
Yeah, no history.
You can think back to how low it was before.
So yeah. Oh, it's +3 across the board, so it's dirty 20.
A dirty 20. It does look like the tide has remained where it was. It doesn't seem to be rising. From where you stood, it doesn't seem like it's rising. It's also not going down.
Okay, but it's not swallowing more of the town, so it's stabilized for the moment.
There's about the lowest town houses are about 5 foot underwater. There's about 40 foot at the moment.
Does anyone look in trouble down there that I can see from a quick glance?
The Tabaxi are holding their own.
Okay.
They are fighting the water elementals, which seem to be doing kind of guerrilla attacks, like dipping into the water and then appearing from somewhere unnoticed. But they're holding their own, and there doesn't seem to be anyone left on the beach. Like a lot of people, once the tide started rising, made themselves scarce.
Okay. In that case, I'll try and take out one of the underlings and try and focus up here, and then we can focus one thing at a time. Yeah, it's the one that looks, I don't know, like mid healthy.
Yeah, there's several of them that haven't taken anything, and one of them that is not looking happy.
I'll go with the one that's not looking happy, and do a first level ray of sickness, which is going to come from the squeegee bottle.
Okay.
That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Ha ha ha! Excellent. Okay, that's 2d8 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 poison damage, please.
Nice. Still standing, but significantly reassessing their life choices.
And can it make a Constitution saving throw, please?
That it can. That is 4.
That fails somehow. So it is poisoned until the end of my next turn, whatever that means.
Disadvantages on things. Probably means if anything attacks, it's going to be flat rolls rather than an advantage because of the blood frenzy thing.
Yeah. I'm going to say that the smell coming from the Ray of Sickness squeegee is like heavily decayed onion. It's not nice.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, that's my
Anything else on
turn.
your turn? That's it. Right, well, following Keith, it is Ninetails. You do watch as Icathet transforms back from giant panther house cat into cat, and is going to that would be a bonus action, and coming out of that bonus action, okay, cannot do that. So I think we'll have to do something else.
We attack as Panther.
Could just stay in form while we're there. Oh, but that means I have to bring up the stats. No, I'm sticking with that was purely a locomotion. That was a logistic exercise rather than a combat one. Right. Weaves their hands about in kind of arcane sigil. And I think, Brian, you would notice rather particularly some of the they're all kind of ginger cats, so they have kind of splotches of darker orange and also some bits of white, nowhere near as much white as Isabeth does. But you notice some of these white splotches shine brightly, and you pick out what appear to be constellations in their fur. And
I don't say.
Huh?
I said, I do that. I don't say.
The air around Faerun, Emphia, the Were-Orca, and the Silver Siren starts to thicken and feel black with kind of musty energy. Two creatures of Kythyss's choice are making a Constitution save as they are being withered. So that is... I said Constitution, didn't I? Too many tabs open in both mind and game. That is a pass from the Siren. And that is a fail from the Were-Orca. So 2d6 necrotic damage from this. I rolled low. But every little helps. So Drew is taking the full amount. And the Siren is taking it halved. However, one creature of my choice can spend and roll one unspent hit dice. And I think, you've both lost.
Faerun. Choose Faerun. Faerun's taking more.
You sure? I think
100%.
I think possibly as well, having kind of seen you fight, might feel like, I don't know, it might potentially have a bigger effect on Faerun as well. Yeah, please roll one of your hit dice, and you can regain a number of hit points equal to that roll.
Okay.
Plus 2. This kind of
10s? Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm just checking my hit dice.
Yeah, D10 for a paladin, I believe. Yeah, this kind of thickening in the air suddenly kind of warps together in a kind of semi-tangible cloud, which moves and embeds itself in Faerun's chest and then dissolves into you like a healing salve. Did you say 8? Was that 8 on the
8.
dice?
That was 8 total. 8
total.
So it was a 6 plus 2.
Yeah, so please heal by 8. That is Kythyss's action, having transformed out of wild shape and then using the spell. The others, however, are going to do the 9 Tails special, which is rolling to attack. And I'm partially did it that way around because Kythyss's the one with the scimitar, and I can't be bothered to roll d6. So Ike rolls and hits with 1 attack for a sum total of that amount. You watch as a fairly hefty hit is landed on one of the background Sahuagin. Inigo is also going to miss entirely, and Isabeth is going to do her one hit and be significantly more successful than both siblings, making another amount of damage. And with bonus action is going to as Isabeth thrusts in with the rapier, landing a hit, kind of skewers the Sahuagin, and then turns the Sahuagin in a dip, looks up to Brian and winks before revolving the Sahuagin back up again. So yeah, that is a D8 Bardic Inspiration dice.
Wait, was that flirting or not flirting?
It's not flirting if you wink. I realised that I probably had some bonus actions, but I don't think I do. Oh, too many plates. Many plates. Ike had Hunter's Mark up, so did an extra d6 on the one hit that hit. 1.
Every little helps.
Every little helps. Other supermarket chains are available. And Inigo bonus actions. Okay. Is going to use Hexblade's Curse, which does an extra 3. Oh, but missed on both, so doesn't make a difference. So yeah, that is now all of the Nine Tails. And fighting happens at the bottom of the town. I think most of you become aware now that the water has stopped rising. And now we go out to the top of the round, and Brian.
Is the so I apologise for the questions that I'm about to ask because they're very weird. First of all, the runes, or the grassy runes, has that stopped glowing, or is that still glowing?
Still glowing, but fading.
Fading, okay. The moon, is it large in the sky, or is it quite small in the sky?
I think stylistically we're going for the anime-esque kind of, you know, you're all silhouetted against this seemingly giant moon.
And is it windy?
It's always windy. It's a seaside town.
Is it very windy though?
Roll me a D100.
Where's my
you want a fog cloud?
Yes. That is that's a 9, and that's a 19.
19. So my intention had always been to halve it, and I think I'm going to stick with that. So about 9... Is 9 miles per hour windy? I don't go outside. I don't know.
It's perfect for me, if that's all right.
Yeah, 9 miles per hour.
Okay, because it's 10 miles per hour to get rid of fog cloud. What I'm going to do is look at everything happening around me, look at the energy being drained from Drew, and I'm just going to scream out with tears pouring down my eyes, "Don't hurt Drew," as the silver envelops over my body again. The constellation marks glow, the hair glows, but instead of the eyes being pure silver, the whites come through, and it's just my irises that are silver now. And I'm just going to look at the moon, frown at it, and I just leap off the ground, fly 30 feet towards the moon, firing 2 blasts at it. The 2 blasts swing round and smash into each other, creating like this almost like diamond dust cloud. That's me casting fog cloud at 2nd level to block the moon.
Interesting. Okay.
If the moon's bigger than that, I will cast it at 3rd level if you'll let me. Because it's 20. Because it's a 20-foot sphere that I do at 1st level, and then for every level above that, it's an additional 20 feet.
Right, now we get into the semantics of, is it the werewolf seeing the moon, or is it the presence of the moon light?
You said it was that when you described him turning into an orc, you said the moonlight shone into the jail.
Hmm. Does a fog obscure light, or does it just diffuse it?
It does say heavily obscured in the description of the spell.
Okay. I think it would be very cruel for you to waste even a level 2 spot on something to protect your friend. So I will say that you cast this spell and you do hear kind of grunts and a kind of, where am I? And the silhouette within the fog cloud does appear to be smaller and more ogre-shaped than killer whale-shaped.
To be clear, the fog cloud itself, I've flown 30 feet up. I've then shot the spell itself 120 feet closer to the moon itself. So it's like up in the sky. And
I
it's
see,
like
you're not obscuring.
I basically made a cloud in the sky. I'm not obscuring the battlefield or anything.
I
It's
see.
the actual sky itself I'm obscuring.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think so. Grand. I'm not sure that's, yeah. I think the same happens. It's just, not obscured. You see Drew does kind of shrink down. The clothes get a bit baggier from having been pulled taut on a larger frame.
As I turn to look back down and see that, does anything change? I know you said the runes were fading anyway. Do they just completely disappear now that the moon's blocked, or
They do
okay,
not.
so the moon wasn't affecting it? Okay. But yeah, I'd be like, leave Drew alone, please.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think as Drew has sort of come to and is like, oh, where am I? Amphi will just be like, in the middle of shimmying in between the ruckus that's happening here, and be like, it's all right, good work, Brian. You're here with us. Now, if you kindly like to duck, please.
Lovely. Is that everything on your turn?
That is, there was part of me that was tempted just to fall out of the sky. I think I can actually, because I think the boots prevent me from taking full damage. Let me just quickly check. No, only if the boots itself runs out do I avoid taking full damage, so I won't. I'll stay 30 feet in the air.
That's it. Cool. In that case, it is the enemy's turn. One of the Sahuagin is going to disengage from the nine tails that are fighting it, runs over to the priestess's body and scoops up the symbol of Umberly and begins chanting. And those of you who have been watching the water do notice it rising. It does seem to be rising at a slower rate than when the priestess was doing it, but the Sahuagin has resumed the ritual.
Is this a new Sahuagin symbol that she's holding, or is this the sending stone one?
Interesting. Did you make any marks on it that you would be able to recognize it, or is it just that you can you can ping it?
We can ping it to see where she is, but because Faerun has her original one.
I have the original one. It's the duplicate that she's.
So I'm pretty certain last episode Faerun did do a ping to see if you could tell where it was, and you got that it was up at the top of the town.
No, you said it was still in the bay.
I said it was still in the bay. Okay.
But that was before the
That's why we were like,
started.
let's have it on the beach because they're in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was before the wedding. That was
way before the wedding. Yeah,
way
so she still would have had time to get up there.
Yeah. I guess you can't tell because you made it so that it wouldn't be visually obvious because you wanted her to accept it. If you wanted to take some time to examine it, you could. But on a visual inspection, I can't say anything. I'll give you a free religion check.
I'm too far away. I'm not going to roll. If anybody else wants to, they can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said. I'm not the DM. I shouldn't have said that. I meant I'm not going to roll because I'm too far away.
It was open to anyone.
Dirty 20.
20. Anyone else?
Ugh.
Okay.
11 for me.
Keith, I think an 11 isn't enough to really get anything. Like, it's a replica. It's a replica. What why would that matter? But Keith, like you did basically still make a symbol of Umberlee. So someone who is using it in a ritual to Umberlee, like, it is still the work of a finely skilled smith has to create this symbol. Umberlee don't care if it's your fake replica. It's still devoted to her.
God damn it.
So yeah, that is not why it's rising slowly. Fantastic. That's right. That's the first thing that I've done. So this one just kind of disengaged, ran up to take up the mantle. Then we've got some combats going on. Mostly, I think they're hitting they're hitting Ninetails because Brian, you've all kind of disengaged from at different points. So I'm just going to roll some attacks on myself. One of them is going to be rolling with advantage because they are hitting Ike, who took some damage already. Oof, and hits. And misses. About the same as if I'd not done that. But, right, and is a D8, yeah, right. That is a little bit more on Ike. Taking that damage. I'm going to have to use my keyboard over here because I can't reach my computer keyboard. Right. Then there's one on a different cat. Misses and misses again. And then on a different one. Sorry, many tabs. 2 hits. So technically the second one would be at advantage. It doesn't matter. I rolled lower. So maths time. Yes. Inigo takes some hefty hits and is now obviously also bleeding. Now I will go to the Silver Siren, now faced with both Emphia and Faerun, but appears to be more interested in trying to bring low this cocky Aarakocra. We'll say all the isles will be brought under the water. And it's going to attack you. And you're missing hit points as well, aren't you?
I am.
That was cocked. That is a 20, non-natural.
That hits.
Okay, so that's 1 hit. I'm going to roll that now. 7 points of piercing, and please make me a wisdom save.
7 of piercing.
No, that's a 22.
Oh,
to hit.
To hit, yes, of course. I'll do the wisdom save.
Yes, please.
The wisdom save, whoa, was a net 20.
Okay, yep, you're fine on that one. Another 6 piercing damage and another wisdom save, please.
Okay.
Do you need to make a constitution roll for that first one as well?
I do need to make a constitution for that one. So the damage was 8, so that's a 14 for. Ooh, I rolled an 11 plus 3, 14. Is it?
So it's half the damage or 10. So if you rolled over a 10, you're fine.
Okay, good.
But
it's more 10. I thought it was added. Okay, good.
Yes, yeah. So that's fine. You have taken more damage though, so that will be another Constitution roll, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And then I've got my third attack.
Yep.
Which is also a 22.
That also hits. Wow. So the damage was 8 and 6. And
6 was the second one, so it's another 10 to beat.
Okay.
Significantly reducing your odds.
Yep, that's a 19, so I've beaten that one.
The next one I rolled max damage on, that's 11 piercing.
Okay.
It's still a 10, but let's see if you can roll above a 10 3 times in a row.
Wah, wah. 9.
9. Yeah. You take a couple of hefty stabs from this spear and
Please add 3 to that 9.
I would like to add 3 to that 9 to make it up to a 12. Is that the...
Then you do not lose concentration.
Excellent.
You still take the damage, presumably, but those are...
I still take the damage. Hilariously, my D&D Beyond is like wigged out on me, but I remember what my starting post-healing hit points were. So
that's good.
Just quickly...
8, 6, and 11.
8, 6, and 11. Excellent. Okay.
5. Yeah, so you feel your concentration slipping, but then something from within you is sparked, and you just your brain fires further electrons. Not that in a fantasy world we necessarily understand it's at that level, but you maintain your concentration. Drew is still a little bit too disorientated. So is not going to participate in the combat, but is, on the plus side, not going to participate in the combat. That is that. So after them, it is Warren's turn.
So I've been bashed about. I've been bashed about quite a bit, but my eyes remain locked on this disruptor of ceremonies, and thank goodness for things going on. So I will hit him with a rapier attack, or attempt to hit him with a rapier attack, which would be a 9. I think that's a miss.
Yeah, 9 doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Second one, rapier, and that is a 16.
16 will just hit.
16 just hits. Second level divine smite. So that's...
Please do.
1 base 8. 3 8s for the smite. (18 plus 4, 22). Slashing, big chunk of that region.
Yeah, is still standing, but is not looking happy at all. Anything else on your turn?
The only aisles I care about are the I love yous we were supposed to hear today. That's it.
Nice. Okay.
Favorable boo.
On to Ampia.
Yeah, she'll just be like in the middle of everything, just be like, why? People live here. Leave them alone. Why do you need these islands? Oi, I'm here too. Stop punching Faerun.
Does look over and all will be the domain of the Sea Queen.
But she has loads of domain. The sea is much bigger than anyway. And I'm just gonna go and like try and bop him on the nose. Last round I entirely forgot to add those d4s, so I've left them out to add this time. Hoopba! Okay, so that's 12 to 7. So that's a 19 and the 16 plus 7 for my first 2 hits.
Yeah. Both of those will hit, but roll me the damage for one first.
Okay. That's going to be a 9.
Is exactly what he had left.
Incredible.
How do you do this?
Could I style this as, because I've got my other attack as well, that because this Triton has been like, I nearly said wailing, and then I stopped myself because it was going to be a pun, and now I'm angry at myself for halting things. Because this Triton has been attacking Warren so much, and she's just desperately trying to distract, I think she's just going to do I think that's enough of that, thank you. And I'm going to fly and sit on his shoulders and try and wheel him around. So I've like just covered his head in petticoats and give him a good smack on the head, bludgeoning with the fan, but also in the process try to wheel this guy around. So is it a spear that he was holding?
Spear this one's holding.
Drives into the Sahuagin that's doing the chanting. Can I do that?
Yes.
That's my second attack?
Yep.
Amazing.
And their AC is lower, so the second attack would have hit as well.
Smashing. So that second attack then would be, I mean, it's technically with a spear, but I'll do it with my fan anyway. Would be another 7 points of bludgeoning.
Nice. Yeah. This one was one of the uninjured ones, but yes, you can absolutely do this.
Can they make a con saving throw, please?
Ooh, yeah, why not? I rolled high, I'm afraid. 19.
Okay,
That was
never
a stunning
mind.
strike, was it?
That was a stunning strike, but
Sorry.
no worries, because I can still flurry of blows. I'm going to use the Triton falling down to like spring off his back and try and land on this Sahuagin instead and come in for another 2 attacks. Here we go. Papa. Not so great. That's 16 and a non-nat 20.
Both hit.
Smashing.
Smasher.
Smashing. For 9 and a 7. So 16 points of damage total, and let's try again. Well, I've still got a couple of key points left. Make another con save, please.
I can't believe it. I rolled an 18 again, so that is the 19 on the save.
All right, fair enough.
The religious fervor is strong with this one, I'm afraid.
You win this time, con heavy Sahuagin. Anyway, I'm up in their face, smacking them with a fan. I think she will. Are the seagulls still harrying the body of the priestess?
2 of them are. You can have 2 of them on the this new one if you like.
Yeah, I think I think she's probably been too involved with everything else that's going on to properly clock how Brian is. But there is definitely the line between, like, I purposefully killed this woman and I accidentally lay down a smackdown that was too powerful, which is what it genuinely was. So seeing that the seagulls are picking at her corpse, that's not cool. So she will, in the midst of everything, kind of shoo them with the fan. Come now, get the ones that are still moving.
Animal handling.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. 16?
Yeah, all right.
It's more
You
fun
don't
that
like
way.
it, you could be the fish.
They're all the fish. Go on. Have at thee.
Okay. Roll me 5 D. What did I say? 20s. D20s.
Oof. Okay. 17, 19, 18, 2, 6.
Okay. 3 hefty hits on the one that has resumed the ritual. Anything else on your turn?
No, thank you.
Keith, your turn is coming up. In the meantime, draw me a card.
It's another Joker, so that's wherever Patsy is now. There's just another Emphia there to remind her that okay, you'll be fine. Auntie's here for you.
Lovely. Evie.
Cool. I still have kinetic jaunt up, so I can move literally wherever I want, which is
Sweet.
fun. But I don't know if you. I don't know. We'll see if you allow this. I'd like to try and distract the one with the symbol to be like, I'm gonna get it, but then actually have a mage hand to get it when it pulls away and tries to not. Can I do that?
I mean, that's quite fun, yeah.
Cool.
Give me
Yes.
slight. Tell you what, sleight of hand, or because it is a spell, Arcana.
My sleight of hand is considerably better. By considerably, I mean 2 points better. So let's
mean, it's to be considered.
see. Ooh, okay. 13 plus 5 is 18.
Yeah, you snatch this symbol straight from the hand, and you can dangle it tantalizingly just out of reach.
No, I'm moving out of reach.
Oh, I presume that the mage hand still had it.
Yes, I have the mage hand, throw it to me, I catch it, I teleport 15 feet away and go a little bit further.
Absolutely, yes, you can do this.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
A question, I guess, which is the runes on the floor. I know they're in Sahuagin, but does that bear any resemblance to Primordial or Deep Speech at all?
They do bear a bit of resemblance to Deep Speech.
Can I recognize any? Seeing as how I learned Deep Speech in my sleep.
The best way to learn deep speech.
Yeah.
The only way.
Terrifying sleep-based chanting.
Yes. Okay. I will say that there's enough crossover between Deep Speech and Sahuagin. You don't get it's kind of like reading Japanese when you know Chinese. Like there's some crossover with the kanji, but it doesn't necessarily translate quite full sentences. But you get this is an incantation of drowning, and the intention is to sink the Moonshade Islands under the into the sea. That's kind of the gist of the spell. It's a lot of words talking about the dry ones and how they will all come under the Sea Queen's domain.
Okay. Good to have the confirmation, I guess.
Cool. After Keith, we have the Nine Tails, and me looking at the clock. I think we're getting to the point where the Sahuagin, they're now leaderless. The priestess is dead. The Silver I nearly did it. The Silver Siren has fallen, and even the Sahuagin who saw fit to take up the mantle has been relieved of the icon. So with Nine Tails snapping at their heels, the Sahuagin do disengage and start to run towards the nearest cliff face to leap down and to the safety of the sea, which is, I have to say, about almost 45 foot higher than it should be.
Not receding at all?
It is not receding at all.
Well, it's a good job we got here when we did and didn't stay down at the water's edge and carry that fight on.
Josh is wondering if Josh should fly down and grab one of them as they're free falling and bring them up and make them reverse the spell.
In the interest of timekeeping, no.
Okay.
Fair enough.
There.
This is obviously a problem for another time.
Oh my goodness.
shall we say. You can see that the town, several of the houses, you can see that the townsfolk are kind of helping the lower residing residents to evacuate and vacate their properties of any valuables that have not been waterlogged at this point, being I've forgotten what I said, but I'm going to say 15 foot, some of them submerged. So many of them having to be kind of evacuated out of upstairs windows rather than downstairs. It's not as bad as it could have been, but the water level has not receded. Isabeth does come over, and one of her siblings does translate into common for her. So it seems that that's that. Should we finish the wedding?
I have a question on that,
course.
Sean. Where are the rings?
Where are the rings? The fake rings would have been
No, the real rings that were stolen at the very start. I assumed they were stolen for this. They're not stolen for this ritual. Were they also a red herring?
They were not a red herring, no. I think I'm going to decline to answer that, because it can be another mystery for the next time. But you have not managed to locate the rings.
Okay. They're not in the priestess's pockets or the Triton's pockets.
You are also aware that the original rings did not have the prize, as it were, feature of hiding the whereabouts of a lycanthrope.
Mm-hmm.
So you suspect that the rings maybe have just been discarded because they weren't the useful powers.
Oh, that raises a question. Was Isbeth's shop one of the ones that was plunged underwater?
Isabeth's shop is on one of the lanes going down towards the seafront, but is not one of the lowest houses. Nor is the leather worker or any of those. It's mostly kind of fisheries and the dockmaster's like office is completely submerged. It was built out of a already kind of prow down ship and kind of serving out of the stern of the ship, and therefore wedged in place. That is underwater.
Okay. I think the main thing would just be nice to know if that third ring is still with the Tabaxi or if that's gone.
You in conversation as you kind of head back down towards the beach to regroup with the other Tabaxi, you could get from conversation that they did hide it. They decided to when they went to pick up their masks from the leather worker, they hid it in a pouch in that shop and hoped that it would not be located.
Okay. So it can be found and it can be returned to the lighthouse keeper.
I mean, they know where it should be.
That's
Yeah, that's my question. Is it
Like-
there?
You can return to the shop. The leather worker himself had been at the fake wedding, and so the shop was shut up. But you can locate him, and indeed, the ring is found.
Cool. So obviously, we'll skip to the important part of the third wedding, but I just wanted to make sure that due diligence was done, and we would make sure that Gidgey Tingle got her ring.
Yes, yeah, you can absolutely return the ring as part of your after decisions. Do you have anything that you wish to say to each other, discuss before we bring things to a close?
I mean, are we going to do a bit like, what is the wedding like? What is the after party? Does the wedding actually happen?
I mean, feel free to have your conversations at some point during the wedding as well. Yes, you do. On the same day, you locate all of the people who had been invited to the first wedding and the fake second wedding. There's a lot of overlap in that group, but you've picked up some extra friends along the way. Even Gidgy saw it an opportunity to come down and be sociable for a change, and Edith slipped the ring back into her pocket at some point during the ceremony, and for a third attempt, it was a lovely wedding. It went pretty much exactly as previously described. They stuck to the plan. Tostin walked Patsy down the aisle, and cannot remember which cat. Inigo walked Isabeth down, and they managed to get, unfortunately, still the fake rings, because the original rings were not recovered, but the fake rings were still of acceptable design, and the wedding went ahead. Ricky Goldtongue officiating the ceremony. I'll do you, Isabeth Cuftgate. Take Patsy Holt to be your lawful wedding wife. And so on. And the end was reached. Wedding documents were signed. Isabeth took Hoot as a double barreling, so it's now Isabeth Cuftgate Hoot. That is the full anagram for anyone who's been scratching their heads for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
Is there a hyphen, and is that important?
The hyphen is not important.
The hyphen are important in surnames normally,
But not
You
brand.
tell him, Josh.
but not for anagrams.
Where it is a wreck during the signing portion. The expression when it's the sign, when things are, annotated and notarized. He's weak.
And the after party, they decide to hold an open one. Brunette Ragehoof brings drinks up. Keith is given the night off after his
Finally, night off with pay. Good. Yes, I've earned
Well
my
earned.
holiday.
for his contributions. Brunette staffs the bar, and a number of the kind of town personalities turn up, partying well into the evening.
I would like
Leaving-
to be clear that Emphia would have gone and made sure that Keith had the night off paid and bullied your boss into doing that, but also simultaneously expects you to make her drinks all night.
Oh, the Karen energy is strong. You use it for good, but you also don't.
No one makes them like you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I mean, Brunette was on the fence about it. Was strongly considering it, but several strong words later, and her mind was made up. Is there anything that you wish to do in our closing moments of the campaign?
I think Brian would like to check in on Drew, because the fog cloud won't last forever, and Brian I'd like to see if Drew is in control of himself when he goes where Orca once the thing, because there's going to be no way to get him back to anywhere secure without him seeing the moon. So I just want to see if he's in control, and if not, I will have to knock him out, which will upset Brian, but he's not going to kill him.
When the fog cloud dissipates, the curse does take effect again. Unfortunately, it is not something that even a remove curse can belay. However, without the influence of the Silver Siren, Drew is able to control it a lot more.
Oh, that's good, friend. Good to see you got your brain in check now. Right, okay. Language barrier when you're in this form. I might have to learn Orca. Is that a language? Or sonar? What's the boom, 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 boom? Either way, I was planning on sticking around to learn a bit of sign language anyway, so I'll stick around and help you get acclimatized with your new form, being a shape changer myself. I'm hoping you can understand what I'm saying. I'm going to take that as a yes.
Any more for any more?
I'd like to speak to Warren. Warren, old bird. How do you like your
Not
first
so
wedding?
old.
How do you like your first wedding?
Not too old.
Not too old.
Not too old.
Yes, not too old indeed. I can't date you. Not like that. Oh no.
Wink.
Always unintentional with this character. I don't know what it does to me. How did you enjoy your first wedding?
I've never seen one all the way through to the end. It was magnificent and inspiring. I know that I know now to more carefully vet the guest list, because I like to think that everybody helped to make this a grand occasion, a memorable party for all involved, which
Absolutely.
is good.
And I know that you are hiding things from us. Now, don't make that face. We know it. It's okay. I know you've got.
This is the only nose I have. And I changed the nose.
Look, I know it's fine. I'm just saying, being an international bird of mystery, it's not all bad. Okay, I'm going to stop looking into your business. Your business is yours. I'm just glad you had a wonderful time after the violence happened.
Thank you, Keith, for giving me. Thank you for that, and for that wonderful elixir that helped with the violence, but was so tasty that I was set for a good time for the wedding. And I think the next time I hear of a good place to visit, I think we should all crash it together.
We'll see if my holidays line up. Have a moth tail. Moss tail.
A moss tail. So much better.
Nice. Steve?
Yeah, I think throughout the night, assuming, would Brian come back and join the group once you've made sure that Drew's okay?
That would have been pretty soon after the fight. So
Yeah, that would have been on the
Drew
way
is there
down.
in orca form.
Oh, yeah, okay. We found him a little bow tie to wear. Yeah,
He's,
great.
he's sitting in the fountain because of the whole half amphibious thing, and occasionally just kind of spewing water out the blowhole, soaking village children.
So yeah, we've already got a fountain. Yeah, it's just an extra fountain. We'll have made sure, during the night, obviously has been expecting drinks from Keith, but we'll also have dragged Keith up to the dance floor at some point and would have had a dance, whether you wanted to or not. Would have had a dance with Breen as well, but would have made it more of a fight dance. So not to actually hurt you, but just it gets competitive, and who can get a hit through during the dance. Exactly.
Just the combat Macarena.
Yeah.
The combat Macarena. Absolutely.
Smackdown Macarena. No, that doesn't work. Smackarena. It was right there.
The Smackarena.
Smackarena.
Yes.
Hey, Smackarena.
I'm going to boo that just because you didn't come up with it straight away.
I knew it, but I love it.
And then we'll is there a bouquet?
Yes, there are two bouquets, in fact. Both Patsy and Isabeth have their own, with flowers kind of in keeping with their kind of respective wedding colours. Are you aiming to try and catch a bouquet?
I don't know. Well, if it's not being thrown, she'll just steal it.
Yes, it is being thrown. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Alrighty.
Or a dex save. I'm feeling generous.
deck save.
Actually, you're a monk, can't you? Can you
Yeah.
do the projectile catching thing yet?
I can. But yeah, if I want to throw it back, I just knock my niece out with a bouquet. What is the actual deflect missiles? Yeah, it's reducing damage.
Yeah.
I can spend a key point to throw it back. But yeah, I'll just make a deck save.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20. Now
Guess
into
whose wedding
dice.
we're going to next?
Yeah, you wait amongst a group of other hopefuls of people from both parties, and people from the village. But yes, head and shoulders above the rest. You leap up and you manage to catch.
Despite being head and shoulders below everyone else.
With a natural
Just have to want it
20,
more.
with a natural 20, I'm tempted to say that you catch both of them.
Yeah. Catch both of them and spin around threateningly. I dare you to try taking them off me. We'll threaten everyone.
And you've also been, as well as getting Keith to make you drinks, all of your family members have at some point in the evening come over with an extra drink, and you've probably relieved them of their drink as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if they're not going to do it right, I may as well show them how it's done. And we'll, with the 2 bouquets, I will take one over to Werin. Now, in some cultures, these have very meaningful symbology. I don't want you to get the wrong idea, but I thought, as it were your very first wedding, my dear, you ought to take a memento home with you. And we'll hand it to you.
And
Now, show me how those
blush.
feathers move, and we'll drag you to the dance floor.
Real question: do you wink or do you not
I
wink?
was just about to say, I lean into Keith, looking at that in the distance, going, "If you just handed that to Werin, and they're not winking at each other, what's going
Not
on?"
winking.
She doesn't wink. Whether you know that is intentional, whether she's entirely forgotten the ruse, you'll never know.
we're too busy dancing.
We're too busy dancing.
But when I catch both your eyes, keep it clear.
Lovely. And
I wink at you.
anything else from you, Steve?
I am no. I'm just marvelously happy to have had this experience, and I think I will slide a word in between the dips and the dances with Infia and talking with Brienne, and finishing off the moss the Moscow drink with Keith. Slide them handwritten wedding invitations with no dates to be confirmed. Save the date.
Save the date, but with no dates.
Save the date.
just to keep it restricted.
Is there a location or any other detail? The
Just be
couple's
prepared,
name?
wedding will be had.
Lovely. And as the owls and the pussycats and all and sundry party into the night, beatboxing loxodons and turkey priests all congregating for this the third wedding scene in this campaign. That is where I will be bringing tonight to a close. So thank you, everyone, for being part of this climactic final part of the Resurgence of the Silver Siren. Not dealt with that almost 50 foot of water, but that is a tale for another time. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time, and on Fridays we have our other RPGs as well. Again, from 6 p.m. UK time. You can also find on YouTube our Talk Together or Talking as a Free Action talk shows. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, And you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. And there are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Just search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now, and please do join them because every penny helps us to make all of this fantastic content. Big thank you again to our sponsors and our supporters. And don't forget, we're all over the socials as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again very soon.
Hoot!
Woot!
Hoot, hoot, hoot.